When you are feeling lost, remember Zakar, for thus said my Adon Yahweh, see, I myself shall search for my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeks out his flock on the day he is among his scattered sheep, so I shall seek out my sheep and deliver them from all the places they were scattered in a day of cloud, dense cloud. Come, let us bow down and bend low, let us kneel before Yahweh our Maker, for he is our Elohim, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if you would hear his voice. And he answering said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. For you were like sheep going astray, but now have returned to the shepherd and overseer of your beings. In good pasture I shall feed them, and their fold shall be on the high mountains of Israel. They shall lie there in a good fold, and feed in rich pasture. On the mountains of Israel I shall feed my flock, and make them lie down, declared the Adon Yahweh. I shall seek out the lost, and bring back the strayed. I shall bind up the broken, and strengthen what was sick. But the fat and the strong I shall destroy. I shall feed them with right ruling. What do you think if a man has 100 sheep, and one of them goes astray? Would he not leave the 99 on the mountains, going to seek the one that is straying? And if he should find it, truly I say to you, he rejoices more over that sheep than over the 99 that did not go astray. Thus it is not the desire of your Father who is in the Shamayim, that one of these little ones should be lost. And you, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your Elohim, declares the Adon Yahweh. And the entire assembly of those who had come back from the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Yeshua son of Nun, until that day the children of Israel had not done so, and there was very great rejoicing. For you were like sheep going astray, but have now returned to the shepherd and overseer of your beings. My son, be wise and gladden my heart. I have called the Shamayim and the earth as witnesses today against you. I have put before you high and death, life and death, the berachah and the curse, the blessing and the curse. Therefore you shall choose high, so that you live, both you and your seed. To love Yahweh your Elohim, to obey his voice, and to cling to him, for he is your high, and the length of your days, to dwell in the land which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give to them. All this I showed you by labouring like this, that you ought to help the weak and remember the words of the Adon Yeshua, that he said, it is more Baruch to give than to receive. Beloved ones, if Yahweh so loved us, we also ought to love one another. Baruch are the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign of the Shamayim. Then he said to them, go eat the fatness, drink the sweet, and send portions to those whom none is prepared. For this day is Kodesh to our Adon. Do not be sad, for the joy of Yahweh is your strength. No one is able to come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, and I shall raise him up in the last day. O Elohim, you are my ale. I earnestly seek you. My being has thirsts for you. My flesh has longed for you, in a dry and thirsty land without water. Therefore I have had a vision of you in the Kodesh place, to see your power and your esteem. Because your kindness is better than life, my lips praise you. Therefore I barak you. While I live in your name, I lift up my hands. My being is satisfied, as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth praises you with singing lips. Let us draw near with a true heart in completeness of belief, having our hearts sprinkled from a wicked conscience and our bodies washed with clean water. Let us hold fast the confession of our expectation without yielding, for he who promised is trustworthy. And let us be concerned for one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the habit of some, but encourage, and so much more as you see the day coming near. Search me, O Ale, and know my heart, try me and know my thoughts, and see if an idolatrous way is in me, and lead me in the way everlasting.